Welcome back, everybody, to our drivers' press conference from Melbourne. For Group 2, we're joined left to right by Arvild Lindblad, Oscar Piastri and Lewis Hamilton. Very warm welcome to you all. Let's start with the hometown hero, if we can. Oscar, so McLaren have won the last couple of Constructors' titles. Just how confident are you and the team of making it 3 in a row?
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I think, it's a very different regulation set. I think it'd be optimistic, or very optimistic, to say we're going to have the same form as we did here 12 months ago. I think we're somewhere towards the front, but I think from testing it kind of feels like Mercedes and Ferrari got a little bit on us and Red Bull, I would say. But things are chopping and changing so quickly as everyone learns and brings things to the car. So we'll have to wait and see. But, I think last year we were coming here with very, very high hopes that we could achieve something special. And this year, I think we can still have a good result. But to achieve the same kind of performance, we're going to have to find a bit more.
On a personal level, you've made big steps each off-season of your Formula One career. Do you think you've made another step going into 26?
Difficult to know because we've not started yet, but I think what's different this year obviously is the regulation reset, and I think having some of the off seasons I've had previously and some of the things I've learned from that is definitely transferable into this year. But obviously some of the challenges and driving style changes and things we're looking at are pretty different to what we've seen ever, probably. But I'm confident that I can take another step forward, hopefully, just using the same kind of process as what I have the last few years, and we'll see where we end up.
Now, you were competitive here last year. What would it mean to finally win at home?
Tell you what, if I had $1 for every time I got asked that, I'd be a few dollars richer. It would be really special, obviously. I think, every driver wants to win their home race. And that's no different for me. Having it as a season opener, always there's a larger element of the unknown there, but I would love to win here. So if we've got the car to do it, then even if we don't have the car to do it, I'll be trying my absolute best to. But we'll have to wait and see what kind of performance we've got.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Oscar. Now, Arvid, if we could come to you, please. Welcome to the FIA press conference. Now, you're the only rookie on the grid this year. Describe how you're feeling ahead of your first Grand Prix.
I'm feeling good. I mean, this is what I've been working towards my whole life. This was my goal, my dream when I started when I was 5. So the fact that it's coming true is obviously something I'm very excited for.
What aspect of the weekend are you looking forward to most?
I mean, I'm looking forward to all of it, but probably the quali and the race a bit more, because that's where, that's a bit more exciting.
How different does this feel coming into your first Grand Prix compared to anything else you've done in your career?
It's a lot busier than in F2 and F3. There's a lot more people in this room than I'm used to. There's more media. There's just a bit more everything. In F1, everything's a step up. So it's a different vibe. There's a bit more going on, but I'm just trying to stay focused on the important bit, which is the driving.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that bit, the driving. The car proved reliable in testing. What was the biggest thing you learnt?
I think for all of us, we're trying to get up to speed with these new regulations. Obviously, the car's different, tyres different, but I think the biggest thing is the engine. With the energy, different techniques, the different ways you have to drive, trying to find sort of tricks, with the team to get the most out of the package. I think that's the main thing that we're kind of working through and trying to get on top of.
All right, Arvid, thank you for that. Good luck this weekend. And Lewis, let's come to you now. Oscar said it himself, Ferrari looked to have a very solid pre-season. How confident are you and the team feeling coming into 2026?
Well, good afternoon. It's good to see everybody. It's great to be here. I've been here 20 years. Kind of long. And this room's still the same. Jeez. Yeah, I would say it's not a confidence thing. I think we got great mileage done in winter testing. An amazing amount of work has been done with from the team back at the factory, but also delivering on those tests, and we've learned a lot from last year. We're leaving behind the bad and taking the head, moving forwards with the good. And I think we're just sharp. I think we're sharp, prepared, and we know what we need to do. But we also know there's massive challenges for all of us with the new rules and regulations. So, yeah.
And this is your second season with Ferrari. Just how different does it feel coming into year 2? You know all the processes, you know the people in the team. How does that help you?
It's massively different to the first year, and a much nicer feeling coming, having spent a year at the team, understanding the culture, finding ways of working together. And I think we're in a good place now together as a team, and I feel very gelled with the team today. So, yeah, much happier.
I know it's early days. We haven't even turned a wheel here in Melbourne, but can we talk about goals for the season for you? What's a realistic ambition?
The goal's to win. That's what, of course, everyone's working towards. Every team is, but that's our goal, is to maximize on every opportunity, to be lean, to be hopefully fighting in the top group. Hopefully in the first races, as we don't really know. Mercedes look particularly quick, and I'm not really sure whether or not we've seen the full unleashed Red Bull yet. So it's really, really exciting. But I do know that whatever the case, I feel like I've got a great group of people behind me who are head down, focused on bringing performance and really maximising from every weekend.
Lewis, final one from me. You've already said it's your 20th season in Formula One. You will have exceeded 400 starts by the end of this season. In all that experience, what's the greatest thing you've learnt that you can pass on to Arvid now?
Well, firstly, I don't feel like this is my 20th year. I feel younger than ever somehow. I feel very fresh, and so whilst he says he's 18, I feel like I'm 18 as well. So it's all in the mind, and physically I feel great. So I don't know. I think sitting here in my first year, I think just enjoy it. I think, which is already probably doing. So it is being thrown into the deep end, because all the commitments you have and the circus takes a while to get used to. But I think he's done a great job already through winter testing, and obviously deserves to be here. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he progresses, and I think also just there will be bad days, and just don't take it too heavily. Obviously you will, because you're a competitor, but it's there's nothing you can do about the past. It's just how you move forwards.
Thank you for that, Lewis. Right, let's open this to the floor. We will start with the broadcasters. Who's first, please? Yeah, Rachel.
Rachel Brooks, Sky Sports F1. Lewis, if I can start with you. You mentioned you will have bad days to Arvid. We all watched the challenges of last year, but we've seen so much positivity from you on social media recently and over the winter break. Can you tell me what that's down to? Is it looking ahead to this car and what you knew? Was it getting away from the sport for a bit? Friends, family? Can you tell us where that's come from?
A combination of things. I think it's the break was really positive. It was my surroundings. It was the people that I was with. It's it's not my first rodeo, so it's understanding how to flip things, and it's not that easy to do each time. But I always talk about cultivating a positive mental attitude, and that's what I focused on my winter doing. And a lot of it came from training. So I was training hard from Christmas Day. Also knowing that I find it hard. I believe in myself that I've put more work in than anyone around me, and I believe in in myself, and rediscovering myself was really a big part of it as well. I think, as I said in one of my posts, I lost sight for a second of who I was, and that person's gone. So you won't see that person again.
Thank you. Next
Hi,
one.
guys. Mariana Becker from TV Global. For the three of you, when you drove this car during Bahrain and Barcelona, and also at the simulator, what did you realize, or what kind of skills that you realized that you have to develop more to be able to drive this car as it should?
Lewis?
It's really just the deployment is the biggest part. The rest of it's all kind of familiar, but it's just the deployment is so challenging, and it's different from track to track. And we probably also we won't know until we're thrown in the deep end in the race to understand that when we overtake someone, how it's going to affect us when we go to coming out of that corner, and managing that, I think, is going to be difficult. Some tracks you don't have to do lift and coast for a single lap, and in some places you have to do a lot of lift and coast for a qualifying lap. So, and there can be a big difference between deployment of a second if you don't lift in one corner. For example, turn 5 here, for example, if you take it flat, or if you lift, has a massive effect, a compound effect through the rest of the lap. And you can do a good lap, but you could be the second down because the deployment is off. So I think that's going to be the biggest challenge, is not only the drivers optimizing it, but the team being on top of it and delivering.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that are different. I think, as Lewis kind of said, all the driving, car setup, everything is, kind of optimized around getting the most out of the power unit, which, there's always kind of been an element of that, but it's now by far the biggest element, I would say. You still got to do all the other basics right. I think, what is difficult about these new regulations is that a lot of the things we have to learn to do as drivers are not very intuitive. So it takes some getting used to and a lot of discipline, I would say.
Yeah, I think just echoing what Lewis and Oscar said, I mean, in the end, a race car's a race car. It's got a throttle and a brake. But I think the energy is a bigger aspect. And in the car, it's not always about just being flat out. It's about, being more energy aware, about if you can be more efficient. I think that's a bigger element than there has been in the past.
Okay, thanks all three. Next one. Yep.
Nelson Valkenburg for Viaplay Netherlands. For Oscar, we left Bahrain with a lot of teams pointing at other teams as the favorites, and you just said we expect to be maybe third or fourth fastest out behind Ferrari and Mercedes. What have you seen in those teams to make you think that McLaren is a little bit behind? What makes them quicker based on Bahrain?
I think, there's never much you can read into with times in testing. The only thing you can sort of get a read on are the race simulations that everyone does. They're still not perfect, but to do a race simulation, you need to fill the car up fully with fuel. So I think, some of the Ferrari race sims looked very, very strong. I think Mercedes, I think for Mercedes, whilst they never really did many race sims in Bahrain, I think just the kind of form and some of the laps they've been able to put in, Barcelona was pretty impressive. And I think they set the bar pretty high of coming in, having the car run pretty flawlessly, doing so many laps. I think just the preparation from them seems to be strong. But I don't think we're far behind. If we are, I don't know if we are behind at all, but I think the feeling is kind of we're in the mix, but not right at the pointy end. So if we can find a little bit more, then hopefully we can be right at the pointy end.
Thank you.
Hello, Margot Lafitte, Canal+. Question for all three of you. Can you talk us through the atmosphere of the Melbourne Walk when you arrived at the track this morning, please?
Arvild, can we start with you? What did you make of it all?
Yeah, it was obviously quite different to what I'm used to. We kind of did it in F2, but I don't think there was even a fraction of the people that were there this morning. So yeah, it was quite an experience for me. A lot of people, a little bit overwhelming. But no, it was cool, and I think it's obviously quite. It's a part of sort of this race. And I think I love this event. I think it's a great track. It's a great city. And I think the fans are a really big part of it as well. And already getting a taste of that on Thursday morning is, I think it's a good sign for the rest of the week.
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously, it's pretty special because most of the things I'm signing are for me, which is always fun. But It's yeah, we don't have anything like that anywhere else. I don't think. Maybe a few races have tried to copy it, but it's very unique to Melbourne. And I think for me, you know, having most of the support be for me is an added layer on top of that. So it's always cool.
To say it's grown a lot since I started, and it's amazing to see everyone here, and the energy is always awesome in Melbourne. I think this is definitely by far the best opener of a season. I mean, we had it in a few different places in the past, but this one, being that it's so far to get to, the weather's always great, and the city's fantastic, and the people are great. So,
thank you. Next one.
Hi, Lewis. Nobile from Supersport Africa. You know that F1 has a big following in terms of motorsports in Africa. We want to know, you've spoken publicly about a potential race. If you had to pick a specific city or a place in Africa, where would it be and why?
wow, well, welcome.
Thank you.
And I've had the privilege, I've been to 10 countries now in Africa. There's still so much more for me to see. For the past 6 years, I think, maybe 7, I've been fighting in the background to get a Grand Prix. It might be longer than that, actually. So sitting with the stakeholders and asking them the question, why are we not in Africa? We're on every other continent, why not Africa? And I know they're already trying. I think they've been to quite a few different countries. And I think the ones that I've enjoyed the most so far, I loved Kenya. Obviously, don't think we're going to have a Grand Prix in Kenya, but Rwanda particularly was spectacular, and somewhere I felt like, 2 places I felt like I could live. South Africa is stunning, and where else? Yeah, I think those are the ones that I think would be good places for us to potentially go to. And like, I refuse to I don't want to leave the sport without having a Grand Prix there, without getting to race there. So like, I'm chasing them, like, when is it going to be? And they're setting certain dates. I'm like, damn, I'm running out of time. So I'm going to be here for a while until that happens, because that would be amazing, given that I'm half African, you know. So it's I got family roots from a few different places there, like Tono and Benin, which I went to visit Benin last year, Senegal and Nigeria, and so it's something I'm really proud of. I'm really proud of that part of the world. I think it is the most beautiful part of the world, and I don't like that the rest of the world owns so much of it and takes so much from it, and no one speaks about it. And I'm really looking forward to hoping that the people that are running those different countries all unite and come together and take Africa back. That's what I want to see. Take it back from the French, take it back from the Spanish, take it back from the Portuguese and the British. It's so important for the future of that country and for that continent. I mean, they have all the resources to be the greatest and most powerful place in the world, and that's probably why they are being controlled the way they are. But anyways, move on.
Yeah, we have listened to the second part of the pre-race press conference, and I think it was the most weighted press conference for the today, with Lewis Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, and the Lindblad, the new rookie driver of Formula 1. I want to start with Lewis Hamilton. He had a very disaster season. Last season, he had a lot of problems with this car, but I think his hopes for this season, his expectation for this season, like a team, it's very high. As you know, all the break that we had on Formula 1, actually in the 2025 season, actually he was sleeping on the factory. And I think if you look at the tests, what happened with the Ferrari car, I think it was like very promising test season for the Ferrari, especially with that rear wing upgrade that they bring to the Bahrain. It was the very interesting results for the Ferrari. and I think every single person in the grid are thinking that Ferrari will be the fastest car with this season, and maybe we are going to see Lewis Hamilton at the. Maybe we will see Hamilton lifting eighth time world title in a Formula One. But actually, let's focus to the first race, and our home hero at the Melbourne, Oscar Piastri. He had a very good car last season. He was the number one for the winning the championship, but I think, in my opinion, the problems with the team, the problems with this car, and the other things that happened actually with him, he lost the championship. Actually, if he's going to have like good car like last season, I think we are going to see a little bit much more aggressive Oscar Piastri, and of course at the first race he will try to win at the home Grand Prix, and as he said, like it will be a very good feeling if he wins on the home Grand Prix, and very excited driver, the new rookie of Formula One. Formula One grid, he's replacing, let's say, Yuki Tsunoda or the Isaac Hadjar from the last season. I'm wishing for him to have a very good season. I'm wishing for him best luck on a grid. As you know, in a Formula One world, like you are going to do a lot of mistakes or the other stuff, crazy things on the grid. They are just cutting your contract, and the media is ruining your career. As I said one more time, I wish him very, very good luck, and a very good season for him, and maybe to be much more better team on the Formula One. And as always, like we are after this video, we are going to have the other drivers interviews that we are going to have today on the media day. And of course, just don't forget to like this video, to comment it, and to subscribe to the channel.